Hi, I'm Chrissy Cordingley, and this is my show, The Flare Up Show, and this special episode is produced in partnership with Clarissa Burt and In the Limelight Media. I originally created this show to advocate for myself through chronic illness, but today it's grown into a wellness show that's listened to all over the world. I love to practice well-being for the whole being. So if you're ready to rise, thrive, and elevate your life, stay tuned, enjoy the show, and thanks for listening. Hi, welcome to the Flare Up Show. This is a very special episode as it is done in partnership with Clarissa Burt and In the Limelight Media. You'll be able to access this show on all podcast platforms, YouTube, smart TV apps around the world by accessing either the Flare Up Show or In the Limelight Media with Clarissa Burt. And today I have June Edward, no S, and she is a platform psychic medium. She passed to the other side at the age of 27 and came back here by choice. She has worked on missing person cases as well as consulted with many well-known paranormal groups and authors, an author and teacher of psychic and mediumship development. She created the Relationship Mastery Program, which teaches people how to change their energy, learn their 5 love lessons, repair their relationships, and magnetize anyone or anything into their lives. Welcome, June. Really excited to speak with you today.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Yeah, so tell us a little about you, June. What brought you into this world of relationships and mediumship?
It's crazy. You never know where your journey is going to bring you. I spent my entire life in business and never thought I'd be doing this for a living, to be quite honest with you.
Yes,
But
yes.
if you follow your soul and listen to your soul, it puts you on the path that you're supposed to be on. And it's an amazing journey. And I absolutely love what I do. So for me, I don't work anymore. I just enjoy what I do. It's amazing. It really is amazing.
That's the
Yeah.
dream. Have you known all of your life that you had special abilities, or was it something that came specifically after your near-death experience?
So everyone is born with psychic and mediumship abilities. It's a matter of how much you pay attention to it, how you develop it, and some people are better than others. I was born with quite a bit of ability, and my youngest memory was about the age of 3 years old. I remember hearing someone call my name. I got out of bed thinking it was my parents, and they were asleep. And I went back to bed and I started seeing these faces all around my room. It was very, very frightening as a child. And then when I got older and went to school, I just knew everything before it was going to happen. And I would tell the other kids, and I quickly got labeled a freak. So you stop doing that really quick. And my parents kind of split up when I was 10. My dad actually kidnapped the youngest 5 of us. And yeah. And my job was to do the dishes every night. And there was a woman who would keep me company and talk to me, which I appreciated because I didn't know anybody. She was in her early 40s. And one day I asked my older brother who she was. And he starts laughing and telling me that she was the woman that was killed in the house. Her husband threw her down the basement stairs.
Oh, wow.
And it scared me so much. She never came back. And I'm sure she felt it. And then, I really tried to block my abilities. And most of us block our abilities out of fear, bottom line, which I was doing. And then when I died at 27 and came back, you would think that that would be the time that everything would happen. But it wasn't my plan at that point, clearly. And I still had a lot of things that I had to go through and learn. And then about 10 years ago, I was having a lot of difficulty in my business. I was going through a second divorce, and someone recommended that I go have some Reiki done, which is energy work. And she recommended that I meditate. And like everyone else that says to me, I can't shut my brain off enough, I said the same thing. And the first time I meditated, it was like they kicked the door into the other side. She's ready. And I just could not shut it off. It was 1,000 times stronger than when I was a child. I was working as a medical esthetician in my own business at the time, and everyone that walked through the door, I knew everything there was to know about them. It was just crazy.
Overwhelming, I'm sure, hearing all those messages and seeing all those, the stimulation must have been something to get used to.
Well, I just couldn't shut it off. And you can't live like that. You wake up in the morning, you got 30 people around your bed, and I'm seeing full-figured apparitions walking
Yeah.
through the door with my clients. So I called everyone I could find, and it's the old adage, when the student's ready, the teacher will appear. And I was fortunate to be able to find two different teachers, and I studied for a year and a half before I did anything. And then I got to the point that they couldn't teach me anything more because my abilities were stronger than theirs.
Okay.
So the rest of my education has literally come from the other side.
I really love that. Can you actually shed a bit of light on reincarnation and soul lessons, which is, I think, part of what you're touching on there. I personally think the fear of death plays a part of our lives daily. I mean, that's why we cling to experiences, things are outcome. It's that fear of letting go, the unknown, the uncertainty. But death and living has a cycle. We have growth through all of them. So can you share a little bit about what these soul lessons might be?
Sure.
Yeah.
So, it's amazing on the other side. Everybody asks me, what's it like? What's it like? Are there streets paved with gold? No, everything. And, color doesn't really exist. We see color here because our eyes are a certain shape and the light reflects off of objects. But on the other side, it's really just pure white. The only color I've ever seen is in the Akashic record room. There's an alien that lets me in there, literally. And he is very light blue clothing, but that's the only color I've ever seen on the other side, to be honest. And when you're on the other side, you don't have a body. You can't do certain things that you can do here. You can't smell, you can't taste, you can't actually go fishing, you can't have sex, all of those things. So, and time is very different as well. It's about 3.5 to 4 years of our time here to 1 year on the other side.
Mm.
So when you think of quantum physics and the speed of light, it's almost 300 million miles a second. That's the speed they're traveling at the other side. This is why we can't see them when they come visit. They're moving so quickly. And even for me to have a discussion with them, a lot of them cannot slow themselves down, their energy down enough for me to hear them. They have to do sign language. Some can, and some of them, when they do that, they still talk so fast they have to talk through me.
Yes.
But we come, even when we're on the other side, we're still really experiencing our last lifetime here for the most part, until
Yes.
everyone here is gone and we choose to reincarnate again. And there is a whole huge process for that. Every archangel has a soul group. You have to get together with your soul group. You have to determine, we come down here for a mini vacation so we can enjoy those things. We come down here to learn our lessons because you learn them faster here than on the other side, and you learn them faster yet within relationship. And everything is relationship. Business is a relationship. You're in relationship with your clients, your employees, your coworkers. You're in relationship with your friends, your family. It's not just an intimate relationship. Everyone is a relationship. And when we decide to come back, when you're a small baby, believe me, you still have all the memories of your last lifetime. And I've been able to talk to my grandchildren, my last two anyways, and, ask them, why did you choose the parents that you did? Things like that. But then you forget, and you're supposed to forget because you're here to live this experience in this lifetime. And while you're in this body, so your soul is really big. Some of it's inside this body, some of it's over your body that people can see, and they call it an aura. And the majority of your soul is really in the lowest level of heaven, that fifth dimension. And it orchestrates the timing of the events that happen in this life. And it also holds all the knowledge of all your previous lifetimes. Okay. But we do bring things through lifetime to lifetime that cause problems and issues and things we have to overcome in each lifetime.
Mhm.
So while we're here, we have this body, we have a brain in our head, right? Hopefully. Well, your brain has a very specific job. Your brain is a massive computer. It helps you process all the information that you have. Okay, just like some computers work better than others, some people's brains work better than others. Okay, some have more memory capacity, some have less. But at the end of the day, your brain's job is to protect you. How does it do that? It does it by creating fear. So people make their decisions based on fear. And when you do that, it's literally a 50-50 crapshoot. Sometimes it's right, sometimes it's wrong, but you're always questioning yourself.
Mhm.
This is why we set alarm clocks and we have routines so we can make sense of a world that we have no control over. Okay, all based on fear. I haven't used alarm clock in years. Unless I got to make a plane, then I'll do it
Yeah.
as a bad. But everybody's had something in their life that they've had to make a decision, and they made it from their soul, that gut feeling that they knew this is what they're supposed to do. That is your soul. And when you learn how to make decisions from your soul, it's always the right decision. It works out 100% of the time. You're not questioning yourself. And boy, does life get easy.
Yes. Yes. And fear can be tricky. Like these brains are smart. It can sometimes mask your intuition with the feelings of anxiety. So you get even more further confused if you don't sit and listen and really pay attention to the subtle difference in the feeling between, that niggle of fear and that niggle of intuition, right? They can
Exactly.
be so close sometimes. It can be really confusing for people. What is a way that they can differentiate? Like, how can I tell this is a soul feeling?
So, it's like anything else in life. When if you've never driven a car before, oh my God, how do I do this? You're going to panic, you're afraid, right? Okay. So everyone has felt energy. They can't see energy, so they have difficulty understanding it. You can't see the air you're breathing, but it's there. You can't see the microwaves cooking your food, but it's there. So energy, frequency, just different names for the same thing, vibration, all different names for the same thing. So if you're going close to a fire and you feel that heat coming off, that's energy. Okay. If you feel cold, that's a lack of energy. This is why it gets cold, because there is no energy there. So when you start getting used to understanding how energy works, you can start differentiating between things. The
Mhm.
fastest way to get in touch with your soul is actually through meditation, proper meditation. Okay. Most people don't do it properly. Most people don't teach it properly. And if you don't protect yourself first, you're opening yourself up for evil as well as good, because evil exists. Everything in the universe has to stay in balance. But it's the fastest way to get in touch with your soul. Raise your vibration, because you're not just getting in touch with the soul that's inside you. You're getting in touch with the majority of your soul that's actually in that lowest level of heaven, that fifth dimension. So you
Mhm.
raise your vibration exponentially, because remember that part of your soul that's in heaven is traveling at 300 million miles a second. That's a really high vibration. So you can really raise your vibration. And then the trick is to balance it, because everything in the universe has to stay in balance. This is why you have heaven and hell. You have the yin and the yang. You have day and night, left and right. Everything has to stay in balance and has to be an equal exchange of energy. So, um, balancing your energy is not easy. I have a 7-week program that I created, was the Mastery Relationship Program, and it teaches people how to raise their vibration, get in touch with their soul, and balance their energy. Because when you raise your vibration and you get into the flow of energy in the universe, the law of attraction kicks in, right? Because we're magnets. We're always either attracting or repelling at any given time. So now you've kicked in that law of attraction, you start attracting what you want. But if you can't balance your energy, you'll crash, because everything has to stay in balance. You can't be that high without balancing. Then you end up being that low and you lose it. People don't
Mhm.
understand why. How come I can't maintain the law of attraction? That's why. Got to balance the energy.
How to balance the energy. What is one of the ways someone can make sure that, or one of the maybe signs that meditation is being done correctly as opposed to incorrectly or unsafely?
You have to protect yourself. It's that simple. I call it on my Archangel Michael is the very least that you should be calling in every time to, put a bubble of light around you and protect you from any low vibrational entities. So ghosts that are stuck here, people call them ghosts. I call them low vibrational entities, because I pick up on energy, and they have the same energetic vibration as a human being, but they don't have a body, so they want to attach to you. uh, Demonic activity, same thing. When you start understanding how energy feels, it'll give you a sick pit in your stomach. That's demonic. That's really low vibration, and you want to run from that. You don't want to be anywhere around that. um,
Yes, trust that gut feeling. Yes.
yeah,
Uh,
exactly.
thank
Yeah.
you.
Oh, you're
I
welcome.
You mentioned relationships, and I know that is one of the places that you focus a lot on and you bring a lot of healing to. What are the three types of relationships, and what do we need to know most to have healthy relationships?
So we plan this life before we come here. So everything that's happening in your life, nothing's random. It's all happening for a reason, and nothing is ever happening to you. It's always happening for you and for your highest best. Okay. So there are three types of relationships, and most people have multiple soulmates and multiple karmic relationships. Okay. And relationships, again, could be anybody, could be your dog, could be your brother or your sister or your neighbor. So the first one is a karmic relationship. Now, karma is created in this lifetime when you do something to someone else, you do not have remorse and you do not make amends. You now owe that soul something in another lifetime. Okay. So a karmic relationship is someone that you're either paying back karma that you owe them, or they're paying back karma that they owe you. And it's never negative. So let's say you stole money from somebody in a past lifetime. They're not going to come in this lifetime and steal money from you. They may teach you how money works because money is energy. That's why it's called currency. Maybe they'll be your boss. Okay. But they're always working for your highest and best for you to learn your lessons and improve your life. Okay. So a karmic relationship never really feels quite right. You're always looking over your shoulder, waiting for that shoe to drop, looking for the red flags. It's just never really quite comfortable. And as soon as one or the other has learned their lesson, that relationship ends immediately. It's like you woke up in the morning and you're like, why do I even have this person in my life? I'm just so done with this. And if you've both learned your lesson, it will end amicably. But if
Yes.
only one or the other has learned the lesson, it's going to end, but it's not going to be amicable. Okay. Now, a soulmate relationship, same thing. It's there to teach you a lesson or for you to teach the other person a lesson. And it feels really comfortable right off the bat. It's like you've known this person for a long time. More often than not, you get really close and they move pretty fast. And it's also there to teach you a lesson or to learn a lesson, but it's also there for you to get some love and comfort along the way.
Mhm.
Okay. And a soulmate relationship does not necessarily have to end once the lesson is learned. It really depends on what you've written into your life plan. Okay. And then there is a twin flame relationship, which is extremely rare. There's way too much misinformation out there because of the movies and things. And there's people telling everybody that everyone has a soulmate. No, you don't. Um, they're very, very rare. It's literally one soul that's split into two prior to being reincarnated and comes back into two separate bodies. And forever after, they will always be in two separate bodies, but they're one half of the other. So if you have a twin flame, at some predetermined time in your life, you will meet. And they are always extremely passionate, extremely sexual, extremely psychic, and extremely short, literally a matter of days to a matter of months. And when it ends, it's like you're ghosted.
Yeah.
Usually only one person is aware of the connection, the other person is not. And it throws your entire life out the door. Okay. Everything you've known is just gone. It changes your life that much and it puts you on the path that you're supposed to be on. And if you're both able to learn the 5 soul lessons that you're here to learn and get on the path that you're supposed to be on, and they're here for a higher calling, they're really here to help humanity. If they're able to do that, then they'll have an opportunity to reunite in the lifetime they're in. Otherwise, they'll have to wait till they get to the other side. And most of them have to wait till they get to the other side. And it's not this wonderful romantic relationship that everybody, depicts in the movies. It's not. It's heartbreaking because the person that recognizes the connection, unfortunately, will probably not be able to find someone else to move on with in this lifetime because no one else will ever compare. And they'll be stuck until they get to the other side. So it's heartbreaking.
Yes. 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 And twin flames tend to be, they are big lessons, is what you're saying. And they can often feel like opposites or mirror images of each other, similar, but also like yin and yang.
And that's the case with it's the old adage, they complete you.
Yep.
Okay. Um, they really do have the qualities that you're missing and that you need in your life. But again, they are here for a higher calling.
Yes, yes. Thank you. I would love to just talk quickly about unconditional love. What is your definition of unconditional love and how do we practice it ourselves?
So there's 5 lessons that we all come here to learn, and one of them is unconditional love. And all of your 5 lessons will continually keep reinforcing the other lessons. So I'll just name them very quickly. There's
Mm.
self-worth, trust and communication, unconditional love, money and balance, because money is energy. It's what we use to show whether or not your life is out of balance in this world, and patience. So unconditional love is not staying in an abusive relationship because, oh, I'm supposed to be practicing unconditional love. This is where the self-worth will come back in, okay? Unconditional love is saying to someone, listen, I really love you and care about you. We've been together for a long time. I want the best for you. It's not working any longer. It's not bringing us joy. It's time for us to both go our separate paths. And it's meaning it. It's not waiting till the weekend and bad mouthing the person with your mutual friends. It's really wanting the best for both of you in your life and recognizing whoever it was, why they were in your life, appreciating the times that you did have that you enjoyed, and knowing that it's just time to move on, because nothing lasts forever. That's reality, other than your soul. Your soul is eternal. Okay. Love is the only other thing that's going to last forever. The 2 things you take with you when you go to the other side: knowledge and all of your feelings, not just love, but all of your feelings. Suppose you had a child that you loved dearly and they did something horrific, like murdering a neighbor in a fit of rage, and they go to prison for the rest of their life. Certainly you don't approve or like what your child did, but hopefully you're going to still love your child. Okay. It doesn't change who they are. And if people, I've heard people say to me, well, I don't believe in unconditional love. There's conditions there. It was a relationship or it was a child. Well, if you are so stubborn that you still can't learn your lesson, then the universe just keeps making it more difficult for you. Maybe it will be a drunk driver that takes your child away from you. Are you
Mhm.
going to practice hate against the person that took your child? Or are you going to look at it from a higher perspective and understand that they're all a gift from God? They're only here for as long as they're supposed to be here. Clearly, it was written into a child's plan that he was not going to be here for that long a period of time. And there's lessons here for everybody. There's an unconditional love lesson for you. There's a lesson for the driver. I'm sure there's lessons for the paramedics. There's lessons for everybody, because that's the reason we're here. As much as you hate to hear it, we're here to learn our lessons. And the universe wants you to think you have choice, right? Well, the only choice you really have here is whether or not you're going to learn your lessons or delay them. And you can delay them to your next life if you want. The universe will offer you door 1, 2, and 3. So you take door 1, you go through it, you get married, you have a couple of children, you get divorced. Where are you going to be? In front of door 1, 2, and 3. Creatures of habit, what do? They take door 1 again. They go through it, they get married, they have a couple more kids, they get divorced again. Where are you going to be? In front of door 1, 2, and 3. You can take door 1 the rest of your life and keep doing that revolving thing. But
Mhm.
if you learned your lesson, you're not going to take door 1 anymore. You're going to take door 2 or door 3. And you may still get married and have more children, but it's not going to end for the reason that the other 2 did, because you learned that lesson. This is how it works. And yes, it's a very complex and complicated plan that we make before we come back here and reincarnate. Everyone that interacts with you for a reason. And you've made these little options there, that what happens if I'm stubborn and I keep taking door 1? Well, then this is what's going to happen. And if I learn my lesson and take door 2, well, then this is what's going to happen. This is how it works.
I love that. That's a great analogy, the doors. I'm going to remember that. So where can people tell us a little bit about your book?
So All's Fair in Love and Karma is my 4th book. It is a bestseller and an award winner. I'm very proud of it. It details the 5 lessons that we're here to learn, the 3 types of relationships. It's actually a result of my relationship mastery program. I developed a 7-week program about 5 years ago. And I don't believe in couples counseling. It only takes one person to make or break anything. Because for every action, there's an equal or greater reaction. And when you change, everything around you changes. And because we are energetic beings, and everyone in your life is on the same energetic frequency that you're on, just like a radio station. You can't get the station in unless you're on the right frequency. When you change your vibration, change your frequency, everyone in your life is either going to change their frequency and rise up with you, or they're going to drop off and you're going to bring in newer people on that frequency. So I also teach people how to balance their energy so that they can maintain that law of attraction. And I mainly worked with couples. So they were having difficulty with divorce or relationships. And again, I work with one person in the relationship. So when that person learns how to raise their vibration and balance their energy, the other person in the relationship, if they're supposed to be together, automatically comes up and balances their energy as well. It's an amazing program. It's incredible how it works. It's only 7 weeks. It doesn't take you your entire life to learn the lessons. And I have students now. I put hundreds of people through it. I have students that teach their children now, and they send me videos. It's just incredible.
Oh, I love it. I love it. And where can people find you?
Very easy. It's my name, juneedward.com. There's no S on there, juneedward.com. There is a free webinar on my site that everyone can take and learn a little bit more about energy and how it works. And if they're interested in the relationship mastery program, they can schedule a call with me, and they can schedule a reading with me. I read Akashic Records, which is past life, your book of life, mediumship, if there's somebody that they need closure with or want to talk to on the other side, or if they're having issues in their own life and want to know, choices, what's coming up, what should I be doing? I can just do a general reading as well.
Love it. Thank you. Are there any last words of love or wisdom you'd like our audience to leave with today?
It's interesting. People think that hate is the opposite of love. It's not. It's fear. Fear is the opposite of love. Get out of your head, learn how to meditate properly, get out of the fear, and your life will be just amazing. When you can start looking at life from a higher perspective and understanding why things are happening, it becomes the journey it's supposed to be, and you can really start to love your own life.
I love it. Thank you so much, June. It was really wonderful speaking with you today.
Oh, thank you for having me. My pleasure.